Welcome to the Native Diamond Podcast.
Oh, shit! What you waiting for?
Please don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I drop a new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. Feel free to drop a comment because I love hearing feedback from you guys. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. What's going on, my dudes? Seth Mick here. This is Native Diamond Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always. And today, very special episode. I have Jake Watson, the bass and backup vocalist for the band Rot, Minnesota Hardcore. Thanks for being on the show.
Dude, yeah, thanks for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
How I start off every episode is with icebreaker questions. They're about 25 or so off the top, either or style questions. Just say the first thing that comes to mind.
Cool.
We'll start off with the first one. Tony Stark or Bruce Wayne?
I'm going to go Bruce Wayne.
Nice. Vegetarian or meat eater?
That's tough. I have to go vegetarian.
Do you practice that yourself?
So my girlfriend's vegan, and when I cook at home, I don't cook two separate meals. Like I don't cook a meal for her and I cook a meal for me. I cook a meal for her and I make sure that it tastes amazing and that I want to eat it.
Nice. That's dope. Yeah, I've been vegetarian. Well, I've been on and off for years, but like since quarantine started, so like 6 months ago, I've been strictly vegetarian.
Nice.
And I started throwing in like seafood in the mix because I just felt I wasn't getting enough. So I was like, shit, dude. Like I was just feeling like ass all the time.
Yeah, I feel that.
But anyway, what's one talent that you wish you had?
I wish I could draw. I can't draw at all. I can do a stick figure. That's it.
The Rise of Skywalker or the new Mulan?
I have to go Rise of Skywalker. My whole top of my arm is all Star Wars.
Really? That's fucking cool. Which would you rather listen to, butt rock or Viking metal?
Butt rock. Like not even joking. Like one of my favorite bands of all time is Nickelback.
Really? That's cool, dude. No, that's cool because like I want more people to be like kind of more loud and proud about. I don't know, like more mainstream.
Dude, I'm ready for it. I have a going gag with Nickelback that there's two songs that I can put on, and I'll put a $20 bill on the table, and if 15 seconds in you're not bobbing your head, you owe me $20. Like,
butt rock doesn't get enough credit.
For real.
Kingdom of Giants or Like Moss to Flames?
Damn. Okay, so I grew up listening to like Moss to Flames, but at the same time, I grew up with the Kingdom of Giants guys. So Harold and I are actually from California, so we've known like Dana, their vocalist, for a long time. But yeah, I would probably say Kingdom. Their new song they put out, Cash Out, was sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I've been jamming that new album. It's been dope.
Oh yeah. Grunge
or death metal?
Man, you're just hitting me with all these because like those are two. I listen to grunge and death. I think you'll catch me more listening to death metal. I think I'm gonna go lean more death metal.
Dope. Are you a mosh pit guy or are you standing in the back?
Oh, it depends on how many beverages I've had. Probably a mosh pit guy.
Man, I miss shows, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck.
All right, so this kind of pertains to the franchise. So Transformers or Mission Impossible?
That's so tough because like I'd say like Transformers 1 and 2, amazing. Mission Impossible 1 and 2, insane. And then you start getting into like 3, 4, and then things get shady. I think I have to go Transformers.
Dope. Honestly, that's probably what I would pick because I'm more familiar with that. Fit for a King or Bring Me the Horizon?
I'm going to do Bring Me.
Have you heard the new Fit for a King?
Yeah, I have actually. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's a strong album. It's probably the strongest thing they've put out.
See, that's what I was thinking. And I don't know, a couple people, I kind of got some kickback, but like they were like, not my favorite album. I liked other things in the past, but no, I think they have something solid, man. Like
totally.
I think it's hard to like put together and comprise like an album and it be fluid. You know what I mean?
Well, fluid, and then on top of that, your constant goal as an artist is to outdo your previous work,
Mm-hmm.
and that in itself is like a huge task to achieve just for you, the artist, not thinking about how you have to achieve that for the listener themselves. Like it's a weird duality.
Yeah, definitely. Very well said. I don't know if you like sports, but which would interest you more, Stanley Cup or NBA Finals?
NBA Finals.
Do you watch NBA at all?
Yeah, so I like basketball. I'm not like a massive sports guy, but growing up, like my dad played basketball. I played basketball growing up, and so that's probably the one I lean more towards. But that's like if I'm watching it by myself. Most of my homies don't fuck with basketball. Out here in Minnesota, everyone's a hockey man, or a hockey person. So like if I'm with my homies, it's hockey's on for sure because I can't convince anybody to listen to the squeaking of the shoes.
It's kind of cool because like Stanley Cup's going on right now and the finals are, approaching us. So
Yeah.
kind of a cool time right now. But who would win in this fight? Ellen DeGeneres or Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah's got, dude, Oprah would fold Ellen. She would snap her neck like a glow stick. Like,
I had to ask because I heard about all the controversy, behind Ellen and
behind Ellen being trash. Yeah.
A shitty work environment. I don't know. I can see that though. I can see it.
Oh yeah.
It's always the people that play the cool card and shit.
Right? It's like they have to be way cooler so that people don't think they're just giant garbage cans.
Yeah. Which would you rather have, a 65 Mustang or brand new Tesla?
A 65 Mustang.
Dope.
My mom's first car was a 64.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I already have I can already picture how I would want the interior. Like, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's a dangerous route to get down.
Yeah. But I don't know. I want to soon to be like a classic car owner because, eventually like you're not going to be able to get these things.
No, and you have to remember for a lot of these vehicles, there's only a finite amount of parts unless, you find somebody that's fabricating these parts and selling them, as a business. And it's kind of rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, man. Which band do you like better, Knocked Loose or Counterparts?
I'm just going to let the shirt speak.
I had to throw that one in there. Resident Evil or Need for Speed and the franchise again?
If it's franchise, I'm going Need for Speed.
Cool.
Just because I feel like Need for Speed, there wasn't a whole lot of they didn't really have to wow me. There was just like, these are fast cars. Do I get to like run away from the cops? Like, cool. Whereas Resident Evil, like, if the story wasn't amazing every time and it didn't hold all of that like eerie scariness to it, it fell flat. So yeah. I feel like I had less hopes as a child for Need for Speed to be like crazy. It was just like, yeah, let's go fast. Who cares?
Yeah. I played so much Underground too.
Yeah, that and Midnight Club. I put a lot of hours into those games.
Oh man, that was so much fun. That was such a vibe at the time. I don't think like car games are like hitting like that anymore.
No, not at all. You have like Gran Turismo and you just like actually like, I don't know, just go straight on a track and race other people. Like,
I heard Forza they has sick mods. Like,
oh really?
I just heard you can do crazy shit and like mod it out.
See, that sounds like it would be more at my alley. See?
Hopefully I put you onto that. Which would you rather have? 2 weeks of vacay anywhere you want, or a month with no bills?
I'm going to go a month with no bills because I could take that money and make 2 weeks of vacay happen. Like,
yeah, that's true. Circle Pit or Wall of Death?
Okay, I'm going to go Circle Pit, and it's probably not the most common answer, but I'm going to go Circle Pit because if a Circle Pit's really cooking and really going fast, there's some carnage, man. People trip, fall, get run over. Like, it's intense as shit. Whereas, like, a Wall of Death, it's just kind of like, it's crazy for, 15 seconds, and then it's pretty much over, and everybody just kind of like does like the move around thing. Nobody's really freaking out. But it's like a Circle Pit. It could be a 3-minute song and just people going fucking crazy. Like,
oh, that's funny. Which game show could you see yourself being on? Guys Grocery Games or Floor is Lava?
I'd probably go Guys Grocery Games. I cook a lot more than I am like agile, so I'd probably jump onto that first thing in the floor is lava, and I'd like destroy both of my collarbones. My eyes would pop out of my head. Like it would just be bad.
Yeah. It or Dawn of the Dead?
I'm gonna go It.
Which one do you like better, the new one or the old one?
I like them both, but I think the new one hits different for me because Bill Skarsgård is an insane actor. That dude is unreal. That movie would not have been the same with a different actor there.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you're into like TV shows, but Stranger Things or Orange is the New Black?
I think I'll pick Orange is the New Black because I actually watched every season of that. Like as it came out, I was really into it. And Stranger Things, I only hit the first 2 seasons and I lost interest.
Whose movies do you like better, Seth Rogen or Will Ferrell?
Damn, these are just like all you're just asking me. Hey, you like both of these things? Figure out which one's better. Shit. I'll probably go Seth Rogen.
PC gaming or console gaming?
It's PC. I'm staring at this stupid light up computer in front of me.
Do you play any games yourself?
Yeah, so I play Call of Duty, Escape from Tarkov. I'll do like platformers like Hollow Knight or Ori. Pretty much anything. We used to play a lot of Apex, Overwatch, Valorant. Pretty much literally anything we can get our hands on that will like drag our attention away from something else for an hour, we'll play it. It doesn't matter.
That's dope. Do you stream at all?
We did for a while, and then when George Floyd was actually murdered in our city, we all kind of were like, well, nothing is about us right now. Mm-hmm. So we kind of laid all of that down for a little bit. I've talked about doing for about a month now. I think I'm gonna do as my first stream back, probably a donation stream, and see if I can't help raise some money that way. Because the last thing I want to do is be like, look at me, look at me. You know, it's
yeah. So, I feel that. Well, shit, when you get that rolling or whatever, you know, I'll post it on my page too.
Hell yeah. I will hit you up when I actually decide to do that.
Yeah, sick. That'd be something to look forward to for sure.
Totally.
What's something that everyone loves, but you just seem to hate?
100 gex.
I feel like I've gotten the answer a couple times, but that's a good answer.
I just like, and my thing that I go back to is like, it's not that I think it's like horrible music. I just my brain doesn't grab it like other people's do. And, you know, I get the argument of like, it's so unique. And I'm like, yeah, but like unique doesn't mean like amazing, you know, it just means unique.
Right. No, that's true. K-pop or trap music?
K-pop.
Dope. I don't know any K-pop at all. Like, I'm just going to be real. I know BTS.
I was about to say, I don't have like, you know, a playlist of K-pop on my Spotify, but if somebody came to me and was like, hey man, I think I'm going to throw on some trap, or I could put on some K-pop, I'd be like, yeah, just put on the K-pop.
Final question with Icebreakers. What's the worst band of all time?
I'm gonna get flamed for this. There's a band right now. Well, no, they're not right now. They're old. They're super old. They're called 6 Feet Under. It's the dude from
Cannibal
Corpse.
Yeah. So what's that guy's name? Shit.
Chris Barnes.
Yeah, Chris Barnes.
And like that's the thing is that like so when I first heard 6 Feet Under. Because I'm you know I'm not a super old head. I'm not like, you know, my favorite bands aren't, you know, Crowbar and shit like I like that. I like that band. That's a good band. But I feel like, you know, a lot of the older heads have known about this band for, you know, years and years and years and years and years and years. So, you know, I've listened to Cannibal Corpse since I was a wee child, and Chris Barnes' vocals on Cannibal Corpse are awesome.
Yeah.
But he just something happened to his throat, or just being old, or something. But that new single they put out, he was rough. I don't know if they're the worst band ever. That's so mean. Like, because his band isn't bad. It was just like the vocals caught me so off guard. But I think that's a big thing for me is if your vocalist like just isn't there, like my brain will automatically go into the thinking of, well, this whole band is bad, and it's really hard for me to break from that. And I know it's not fair to like the other musicians that put really hard, honest work into the shit. I don't know. I'll change my answer to Eskimo Callboy.
No, I feel you. Sometimes, yeah, like, you know, the vocalists especially, it can be like off-putting, and then it just ruins the whole vibe for you, and you just like can't get past that. No, I feel you. Like, I'll probably get roasted for saying this, but like I like older Gideon, but like newer Gideon, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I didn't really care for the new album. Like, I'll keep it real. I didn't really like it.
I feel you. They had that one super detuned song that was just kind of like a groove. What was it? It was a Bite Down.
Yeah.
And like, I thought that song was cool just because like for me that comes off as more of just kind of a hip hop song.
Right. Yeah.
Really like a metalcore song. And that's why I was like, oh, that one kind of bops. But like, yeah, like Milestone, unreal album.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, just some shit just hits different. And then obviously the progression, you can either be with it or not. I mean, you know, they're going to make what they want to make that day. And sometimes you may or may not like it. I mean,
well, and that's another thing, going back to the whole, like, making something that you as an artist feel is better than your last work, but, you know, dancing around that, you know, got to make sure that the listener cares too, because, you know, like, as much as this is for me, it's also for whoever else needs it at the time, you know? So that's,
definitely, man. Well, anyways, dude, thanks for playing along with the icebreaker questions. I hope you had fun with that as much as
that was goofy. I don't know. You're going to watch this back and I'm just going to be geeking out the whole time.
No, it's just a good way to just break the ice. And totally. It's cool because, like, not that like I ever judge a book by its cover, but like, you never really know like what people are into. Like, you know, you can't just assume that, okay, just because like, you know, we like hardcore, like we like scene music, that we don't like sports, or like, you know.
Right. Totally. I was about to say,
like
if anything, I've met more people that are in the scene that are like diehard sports fans than I have like Joe Schmo at a bar that's like, it's like, I don't really care. But like, you know, some guy playing backup guitar for a hardcore band is like, oh my God, if the Bruins don't make it, I will kill everybody. Like, it's.
Yeah. I've been trying to get more into hockey or whatever.
Totally.
Because I live in North Carolina. It's not fucking big hockey place. It's more about like, really. It's more about football, honestly, and basketball for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, and I was about to say, you guys have the like that G League for Charlotte. There's like it's like right under the NBA basically. It's like the Gatorade G League is what they call it. And it's just all these guys busting their ass hoping for a chance to like move up. And I know that you guys have one of those teams.
Yeah, I think they play in Greensboro, and we have like the Greensboro Hornets team or whatever, and they'll kind of send some reserves that way. And I don't know, I've been to a couple Hornets games. It's dope, but like we're kind of trash. Like, now that we lost Kimba, it's kind of like it's been very dire.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks for being on the show, dude. I really do appreciate it. What have you been up to?
Honestly, so I was laid off. Man, I was laid off and brought back to my job about 5 times between like April and the beginning of May. So it was like back and forth. And then I got officially laid off. And we were just kind of sitting around finishing up the record basically. At that point, we were getting all like the little loose ends just bow tied up. And I got a call actually it was like May 20. Yeah, it was like May 29th or something like that. Got a call from my job saying like, hey, do you want to come back August 1st? And I was like, wait, yeah. yeah, we want to come back August 1st. Like, let's go. So recently I've just been working a lot. Alex and I, the drummer for Rot, we both fuel airplanes. We just like fuel commercial airplanes.
Oh, that's cool shit.
It's a weird job for sure. It's a super weird job. It's one of those jobs that you're like if you fly a lot, it's not really something that crosses your brain. Like, oh yeah, there's somebody out there putting all the jet fuel on the plane. Like, your brain goes, oh yeah, there's somebody putting bags. They're putting my bag on the plane. Cause you think about like what's personal to you, you stop thinking about like, things that don't necessarily directly affect you. So it was definitely one of those jobs we were both kind of like, this exists. People do this. So, yeah, we've been doing that a lot. I'm in 2 other bands also, While God Sleeps and Nanashi, and we've been practicing a lot too. Pretty much running around with my dogs, grilling, just trying to get as much safe activity in as possible before winter hits over here, because it gets pretty nasty, and we'll be stuck inside for 5 months.
Oh man. So like how many months out of the year, I guess, so it's like snow on the ground?
So it often snows in October. We'll often see snow in October. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I've seen snow all the way into May.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
Man.
So it depends on how bad the winter is. Like, I think it was 2 years ago we had that polar vortex.
Yeah.
And the planes still fly. So like we were outside in like negative 50 degrees, just like standing there putting jet fuel on planes. It was terrible.
Jeez, man. That's tough. Like where do you go if you guys want to go on vacation? Where do you guys go?
So a lot of us like to just go quick north, and we'll do like a weekend trip to Duluth because there's a lot of like state parks and there's a lot of water and it's just really pretty. But like our guitarist Tyler, he's a huge travel bug, so he'll go anywhere he can, anywhere tropical. That's his jive. He loves like hot, like nice warm water on a beach somewhere. And Harold and I grew up in San Diego, so it's like, yeah, we like the ocean and stuff, but we were spoiled to the point where we could skip school and drive 30 minutes and go sit on the Pacific Ocean and just hang out.
That's dope. Yeah. I'm originally from Lake Tahoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my dad he's from San Fran. So
Oh, yeah, so you kind of know that feel.
yeah, kind of, yeah, a little bit. I wasn't as fortunate as I don't know, I guess it could have been, but like, every now and then we would take a trip down to the beach, and it wasn't like a huge or a long drive or whatever, but they were few and far between. I mean, it was kind of I don't know. As we all did, I had a rough childhood.
Yeah, I was about to say shit gets interesting, and a lot of times you don't realize like until you are old enough to look back and really like piece together like, oh God, like, your brain actually starts to work.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, dude. Do you are you into any TV shows at the moment? Do you guys listen to any podcasts together or anything like that?
Man, we all watch different things. So like Alex doesn't watch a whole lot of TV per se, like episodes of anything. He watches like a lot of like YouTube cooking channels and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Our other guitarist Tyler watches a lot of anime, pretty much any anime. Dude's a big anime head. This is gonna sound really lame, but like if I'm just sitting around and I want white noise or like I want to watch something, I put on Jeopardy.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's super random. It's just like, I don't know. It's nothing that I have to like sit there and be like laser focused to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also just enough stimulation where like I could be in the other room or I could be, editing something and I could hear Alex Trebek be like, what? This and this. And, at the corner of my brain, I can throw out some garbage answer that's for sure wrong, but it's at least like enough to make my gears turn and keep my brain moving. I don't know if Harold does. I don't know. I don't think Harold watches a whole lot of shows. I know he's a movie guy and he does a lot of photography. So if anything, if he's staring at something, it's probably an image, and he's probably trying to figure out how that photographer got there. And Michael, I don't think Michael really watches a whole lot of television. He does a lot of PC gaming.
Oh, okay. Sick, dude. So like what were some influences for, maybe you or the band, you can speak for them, that you noticed in your own music?
Yeah, so I'd say one of our biggest influences overall as an umbrella would probably be Stick to Your Guns.
Oh,
Um,
sick.
um, I've been seeing that band since I was, I don't know, like in 8th grade,
Mm-hmm.
freshman in high school. And watching their progression has been one of the coolest things, because like if you go From What It's Worth to their latest release, it's like it's still the same band very clearly, but it's very, I hate this word, it's very mature, like but I'd say that's a big one. Like you said, Errol has always been really into Gideon. That's like one of his favorite bands for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Our guitarist Tyler, he's into like From Indian Lakes, and like he listens to a lot of like Phoebe Bridgers and like stuff like that. And Michael is he used to tour in a band called Thera, and they were like they toured with like Il Nino and like like Giant Axe or whatever, but they were a like progressive steampunk band. So like he
Oh,
would go
wow.
out on stage like full boots with like massive like copper goggles and shit, like but like he's a shredder. He's probably our odd man out. I remember when Errol and I and Alex were starting to put this together, and we were like, all right, who do we want to have play for us? He immediately came up because he's such a technical guitarist, and we thought it would be funny to have him play just like caveman fast down pick shit, just to see, because you get somebody that's overqualified playing shit, they're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And he's just been loving it, and we give him a lot of room to mess around and shred if he's into it, but yeah, he's for sure, he listens to like anything from Rosenstock to I don't know, insane deathcore, like
Mm-hmm.
so he's pretty much into anything that's quick. And then Alex, the drummer, he listens to a lot of like Narrowhead. He'll listen to there's a band called I think it's called The Mirror or Mirrors. It's dudes from Heavens Die and Slow Bullet.
Okay. I'm
Made a
not
band
familiar.
together.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that's it's a niche. I would look up Heavens Die for sure out of any of those. They're
Okay.
amazing. And then yeah, I would say that we've all been listening to a lot of Pop Smoke, if you know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like pretty much anything, man. It's a roulette wheel between the 5 of us.
That's good though, because I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like stick to one genre, but I will say like I mainly do listen to metalcore because I actually do like it. But
Yeah.
and I know it's like considered a dying thing or whatever, and that's mentioned a whole lot. So, but I still support it. But
oh yeah,
and I like hardcore a lot. I don't know. I feel like I relate more to hardcore, like Half Heart. One of my favorite bands, Counterparts.
so good.
Yeah. I really got
Such
into
Gold or anything.
Yeah.
Super good bands.
Fucking, I don't know. I really like Knock Loose too. That kind of revived me into like more hardcore.
Yeah, those guys grind probably harder than most of like your favorite metalcore bands. Those guys are constantly thinking, constantly writing, and they're constantly just grinding and touring, and they're away from their family all the time. I'm not close with any of them, but I have friends that actually personally know them. And I know that they grind hard as shit. So
hell yeah. Do you listen to Holofront at all?
I have heard of them, but I haven't listened to them.
I think you would like them a lot. If you like Counterparts, dude, you'll definitely like Hollow Front. They were on the show actually. Tyler's a cool guy.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this and hear all those bands that you name dropped because I'm such a sucker for fucking bands I've never heard of. I'm like, oh shit, it just feels like a hidden treasure.
Right? It's just like, oh, new.
Yeah, I need something.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like fucking COVID ruining the world right now. We can't get back to our regular lives of watching live shows and shit like that. So like how hard has that been for you guys to like gain traction, not being able to play shows?
I think it's hindered, but I don't think it stopped us too much because we were fortunate enough we played quite a few shows before this happened. So it wasn't like we came out as a brand new band, didn't get to play any shows, just like put out a full length and was like, here we go. So we were fortunate to the point where the people that had saw us or had seen us, they were already on board. And then the artists that we had played with or, shared stages with, they were almost always, really welcoming. So, when all of this happened and, we got pretty stunted on being able to play shows or doing like a release tour or whatever, we had tons of people and from bands and artists and stuff that would share it for us and be like, hey, this is something that, might have gone under your radar, but we're going to make sure that doesn't happen, which is a super nice thing to do. And on top of that, I think we just had a decent, like just the way we pushed it, we thought was pretty good because, nobody wants to wait, especially right now when you're kind of already cooped up and waiting for anything. Nobody wants to wait, a week, for 3 singles and then another week for an album, over a month's period of time. So we were like, let's just do a single and then a week from the single, the album comes out. That 1 week is just enough for people to like almost stop caring at the end of that week and being like, whatever, new music's coming out anyways, I don't care.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, if we can just keep that focus for a week, we can get people to listen to the whole album. And just staggering out announcements throughout it and like being able to, put out the music video, but then a few days later have vinyl go up and, like all of these just different little things for people to grab onto as they're waiting for that record to come out. And that way it doesn't feel like just a monotonous sludge through a month of 3 singles. And, at that point, shoot, you may not even like 2 of those singles. So then your brain goes, am I going to like this album? Like,
yeah.
So we were kind of like, let's just put out an awesome song. Just make sure that people are stoked right off the bat. It's a small window of time and hopefully they'll come back. And luckily we've seen for what this is, we've seen amazing numbers. We are blown away and thankful.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I saw one of the recent posts and it was like over 10,000 streams. And I mean, congratulations, man. That's fucking,
thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Like that. And it's just like, even, to a lot of people, like 10,000 streams, somebody may be like, dude, I get that on a song in a day. And it's like, cool. Like the fact that I have, 1,000+ listens over 10 songs in a week is crazy to me. There's that many people that even care enough to like hold up their little like box and go, I'll try it out. Like it's so sick. It's like, I don't know, that's big, makes it worth it kind of thing, like.
Yeah, I love it because then it just, I don't know, it's like job security in a way, but like at the same time, it's like the scene is still alive and that makes me happy because, I don't know if you watch like Punk Rock NBA and I probably reference that too much on the show, but like Finn's always predicting like metalcore, or he's just saying that metalcore is like a dead genre and like this type of shit is just kind of like to the wind and, no one really cares anymore, but
totally.
I think it's a lot more relevant than like people think, dude. Like, the underground community is like always there. And then when shit pops off, then that's when a lot of like all these other people start jumping on the bandwagon. But the core group is always there.
Yeah. even, and like that's the thing, it's like, you know, my favorite band isn't, you know, Fit for a King, but they put out a new album, so they put time into it. I'll give them 25-30 minutes of my time to go listen through an album, you know, like shit, at the end of the day it might benefit me a lot, and it might be one of my favorite records of the year, you know, but you won't know unless you go and do it. And I feel like a lot of people that listen or like this style of music at all, whether it's core or, you know, metal in general, I think people are willing to, you know, press play just to give it that, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's so easy now. And what you were saying earlier, I liked what you were saying, because Fit for a King, prime example, because we're on the subject, but like, you know, like they put out their release or their first single for this album, like, I don't even know, it was a long time ago, right?
A month.
And then, yeah, and like, then they they put together like 4 singles, and then they called it an EP. And then I got fucking confused, and I was just like, all right, so that's it. Like, I didn't realize that they're dropping a whole ass album.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I would have missed that if I wasn't like on top of shit, you know, like just
Right.
trying to find new releases. Like, I would have totally missed that.
Yeah, it would have gone under the radar because you already knew, you already had the information that this is an EP.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go look for songs that don't exist. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I totally understand that.
I had to clarify that, because like on the last show, I was like, yeah, I told the guy, I was like, no, they already dropped their EP. I was like, that was it. So my bad, guys. I fucked up.
Reeling it back in.
I'm reeling it back in, and you know, fuck it. Got to stay humble, right?
True.
So you grew up, or you know, you and your boy grew up in California, correct? So like,
yes,
you didn't actually grow up in Minnesota.
No. So I moved out to Minnesota in the fall of 2012. I moved out here to go to school for audio engineering. I got through 3 years of that. I had I had 2 semesters left. And on my junior project, my brain kind of short-circuited because I had 2 different professors telling me 2 different things. And that's when, you know, I don't know why I didn't realize this before, but music, as far as, you know, what's played, as far as how it's recorded, as far as how it sounds, that's subjective. You know, you may love the snare on, you know, Dayseeker's last record, but, you know, your best mate might hate the snare on that record. And there's no like right or wrong. It's just how you feel about it. So when I did this project, I was, you know, following Will Putney probably as close as I could, because he does like some of my favorite engineer work ever. So I was actually following, you know, him, and this was actually on one of the Gideon albums. He used a certain microphone on the guitar cab, and I went, that's an amazing idea. I'm going to do the same thing for my project. I did that, and then I had a professor basically tell me, you will never use that microphone on that cab. And I went, why? It's not dangerous. It's not like a ribbon mic. It's not going to hurt it. There's no like, you just don't like it. So it got to a point where in my brain I went, I'm trying to get an A from 2 different people that have 2 different views. You know, it's not like I'm not handing in a math problem that has a finite answer. Like, I'm handing in subjective art.
Yeah.
It's like, it can be whatever, you know, like, so it my brain went, I'm not going to waste more money to do this. I already had clients at the time. My brain went, you got to get the paper. Yeah. And you know, at a certain point when people now ask me like, oh, did you like get your degree for that? I'm like, no. And no band has ever asked me to see my degree. They don't care about your degree. Point. They want to hear your last mix. They don't give a shit if you have the paper. They just want to, does your last mix slam? Can you make them sound kind of like that? You know, like it's, so I dropped out and just started grinding on that. So those are the 2 jobs I work is I fuel airplanes. And then if I'm not fueling airplanes, I'm doing audio work.
That's dope, dude. It's so sick to have a side hustle.
Oh, it's at this point in time, it's damn near pertinent to stay alive.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And then Harold was living in California, and he moved out, I believe. I think it was fall of 2018, I believe. It was either 2018 or 2017. I believe it was 18. Basically, he was like, "Hey, man, um, I'm tired of living out here. This sucks." It's like, yeah, you can only, like exhaust all of your resources and, all of your friends either move away or you stop being friends with certain people because of certain things or, or just like your life changes in general. Like you could just have large life changes that just make you go, I don't think I want to be here anymore. So I basically told him, I was like, look, man, you can have like a brand new canvas with all new paint and you can just come out here and like start fresh and just do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. I'll get you a job. I'll get you a place to live and you can just do whatever you want.
That's
and
cool.
he was like, I think I need that. And I was like, I think you do too. But he's very much so, he's listening right now and I know it. He's very much so a creature of comfort. So he'll stay doing something if it makes him comfortable. But that's where me and the other guys come in and we put a cattle prod under his ass and make him move.
That's so dope to have those people in your life too.
Oh, absolutely. And he's such a talented person in general as far as like anything. The dude just has like the magic touch. He just picks something up and just is good at it. Those type of people. So it was just one of those things where it's like, yeah, just come out here and do something new because you're gonna crush everything you touch. And yeah, just having, as soon as he gets up and starts doing what he's got to do, he just slaughters it.
So he moves down to Minnesota to, hang out with you or whatever. Is this the conception of the band at this point?
So actually he moved out to Minnesota with the intention of joining my other band, Nanashi, because we had just lost our vocalist recently. And so that was the intention there. And Nanashi's like melodic hardcore. It's kind of like Counterparts with singing, kind of that style. And Harold has an incredible singing voice. He can sing just as well as he can scream. But we did 2 songs together and I think we all just kind of realized that like, it wasn't like the perfect fit. It wasn't like exactly how it needed to be. So our old vocalist actually came back and Harold at this time, because I got to step back a little bit. We got Harold, did a couple songs, and before we brought our original vocalist back, Harold and I had started making rot because Nanashi wasn't doing what he necessarily wanted to do. Yeah. And so, instead of saying, well, tough titties, like, I don't know what to do for you. Like, I went, well, let's get you something that is doing that for you. Like, I don't want you to move 2,000 miles away from home and then, have like the thing that you were excited about not be very exciting to you. And then, like I want shit to be cool. Yeah. So, he actually had 2 songs that he had been, like 2 song skeletons that he had been kind of like sitting on and writing around and just kind of, they sat for a year or so. And that was actually Coming to Terms and Nothing's Changed, our 2-song demo that we put out. So we were writing that and basically we got to the point in Nanashi that we felt it wasn't the perfect fit, and it wasn't like bad blood. We all still hang out together. So that was about the time that we said, let's actually do something with rot and actually try and push that into existence. So I guess short answer, the Too Long didn't read. No, he didn't come out here just like straight away for rot. It was technically for a different band.
Oh, that's cool. See, you wouldn't know that unless you listen to this podcast. So
it's important. It's important. Listen up.
Yeah, listen, guys. So like now that you live in Minnesota, how well is that like adjusted into your life? Is it just second nature now?
Oh yeah, I was about to say, it's just, I do, between having 3 bands, 2 jobs, 2 dogs, a girlfriend, bills, like between all of that, it's just, I don't think I could have done all of those things, like that culmination of, you know, a million things at once in California, I think I would have struggled a little bit more. And, you know, it's not to say I don't struggle now. It's a juggle. It is a huge juggle. But yeah, I think it just, there's something about Minnesota where it's like, it has that relaxed vibe, but it also has the, you know, get up, go do, it's time to be productive. And it's hard. Like my brain in cities that are just get up, go, be productive, like LA or New York, I would shut down because the go would spend my brain. And sometimes I need that, like, okay, it's okay to take, you know, 35 minutes for yourself and breathe and, you know, reset.
That's cool, dude. So this is the third band I've talked to from Minnesota. I did Common Choir. They're from Minneapolis.
We know that. Yeah, we know those guys.
Okay, and then I did Reflections. So I just
So Jake and Patty.
I did Jake. Jake was on the show. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, I've been really thinking about this question. I've been kind of harping on it all week because I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, probably more than I should. And I don't know, this whole like discussion of like alpha male, beta male always comes up or whatever. And I was trying to think in my head, like what type of male is attracted to like hardcore or like heavy music? So like what would you identify yourself more like as an alpha male or like as a beta male?
That's such a tough question because like I guess in the most like broad sense of it, I get aggressive really quickly in any like outside of music. I have a problem with where confrontation would most of the time like send somebody else into like anxiety or like panic. I get really excited. Like if I know that there's confrontation coming, I get stoked and it's really bad. And that plays into the whole aggression thing. So I would say big umbrella, I would probably lie more in the alpha side, but like at the same time, I literally kiss all of my friends on the mouth. And like, so like, it's like there's not this, like, I don't think I fit into, you know, A or B. And I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about this type of music is that like you could be, you know, hard beta and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to sit on the side and just kind of hang out. And like, I'm happy doing that. And there's no problem with that. Or you'll have, you know, the guy that literally is dry scooping like creatine and workout powders before they go into the pit. And they're like shredding their shirts off and shit. And it's like, that's also acceptable. Like there's room for you. So like, I think as far as just, I guess if you want to line it up as alpha and beta people in general, I think that's the beauty of this music scene is that there's room for anybody anywhere in that realm. It doesn't matter if, you know, if you want to go King Kong and you want to beat your chest on stage, so sick. We're here for you. But if you also want to like sit in the back with a Mountain Dew and just like tap your foot, also very sick. Like, you know, there's
I don't know. It's just interesting because I guess it boils down to like what you would describe an alpha as. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I, you know, obviously it's like in terms of like survival, but like obviously we're not fucking fighting each other to eat. You know what I mean?
No, I was about to say, bro, the last time I had to fight somebody to eat was never. I just like walked down to the store.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's interesting though because, like you said, I like the fact that you said there's room for both. You know, because I would assume that, not that I feel this way, but I would assume that most people would view like emo people as like beta type guys or whatever. And
it's like that's totally possible, but at the same time, like, yo, I've seen an indie dude slap back like 6 shots and then fight like 3 guys. So it's like I don't think the genre of music that you listen to or subscribe to necessarily dictates whether you're alpha, beta, hard, soft, you know, like I think that's just personal. That's all personal. And then your music just happens to be, you know, a subset of that. That's people can get an idea if they want to from what you listen to, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I was kind of having a hard time. Like, I was like, which one do I fall under? Because I'm like really quiet and reserved, but like
Right.
I would step up if like I was called out. You know what I mean?
Of
Like,
course.
I don't know. It's just hard because like I try to be very compassionate. I try to be very considerate and like kind of like a more
Have
nurturing.
empathy. Yeah, have empathy and understanding for, the person sitting across from you.
Yeah, but does that make you a like a beta male or
I
to
would I
be?
would say, and that's where it gets down to definition, is like I would say that, the guys that are exclusively like chugging Bush Light and shooting their 9 mil at the range, like, yeah, they might think you're a beta for that. But some other guy that actually, has, worked with his hands his whole life and like has a family and puts down for what he needs to put down for, he would probably look at you and go, no, you're just a human. See, you have like emotions for other people. That doesn't make you like soft. That just
Mhm,
makes you understanding and a human. Like,
mhm,
I feel like that it all comes down to, like, I guess, emotional maturity and emotional intelligence.
mhm. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know. I
know.
was just thinking about that lately a lot because, like cancel culture is huge right now, and it just feels like a lot of people are like not canceling alpha males, but I feel like it's a bad time to be an alpha male in 2020. Uh,
Yeah, or just the outlook of strong male. I think
yeah,
strong male is, and that not just physically, but like mentally, any sort of, if it fits the definition of, yeah, that guy's strong. He's got a shit. You know.
definitely, dude. Well, anyways, I wanted to know. Well, a segment I do on the show is like crazy road stories. So, do you got any that you would like to spill?
Yeah. I mean, probably the craziest road story was, Nanashi did a tour with a California band called Castaway. Shouts out to Castaway. Um, and we fell asleep in a Walmart parking lot, and um, I think Castaway had a blow up mattress. And usually we sleep in our vans, but I think they were just like, it was really nice outside, so they put their blow up mattress on the grass. Um, and if you sleep in a Walmart parking lot, you can't sleep outside.
Right.
And I think actually one of our guys, I think Eric might have been outside too. But you can't sleep outside. You have to sleep in your vehicle. So instead of the manager being called to, like, the manager for Walmart or whatever, like
Mhm.
coming out and being like, "Hey guys, you can't come on now, like, wake up, let's go, get going." They called the cops.
Oh,
Um,
geez.
so we got woken up by the cops, and between both of our bands, we had some paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Uh, so so five of us were arrested. Three
Oh,
from
God.
three from Nanashi and two from Castaway. But the funniest thing is that the five that went in formed a full band. So we had two guitarists, a drummer, bass, and vocalist between the two bands that went in. So we got in, we went in, we sat in holding for, I don't even know, like 9 hours. And then after we got processed, they put us all in the hole. Like, we didn't go to Gen Pop immediately. We went straight to the hole. Um, after that night, we woke up, and like in the hole, it was, they separated one of our guys. They took one of the dudes from Castaway and put him in his own little special place, I guess. And we were in a room with two guys, and one of the guys was awake and one of the guys was asleep, and he was on the very bottom bunk. So the guy that was awake, um, he chatted with us for a little bit, just kind of like, he's like, "This is your first time in this specific one." And this county jail, fun fact, is in the top 5 worst county jails in the United States.
Oh, shit.
So the guy's like, "Yeah, so like, just here's your rundown, whatever. We get dinner served to us. It's like Salisbury steak or something like that and mashed potatoes." And I kind of looked at it and I just went, I can't. My brain is so fried right now. I can't eat this. Like, it's not even that it's bad. It's not even that it tastes bad. It's just my brain is done. So I look at the guy and I'm like, "Hey man, like, there's no way I'm going to eat this. And like, you probably will, and you probably need it. Like, do you want this meal or whatever?" And he was like, "Yeah, sounds good. That'd be amazing. Like, I appreciate that." So I give him my tray and he's eating his food or whatever. And I'm like, "Hey, so like, if you don't mind, this is probably a personal thing. What are you in for?" He's taking big old bites of the Salisbury steak and mashed potato, and he's got a fat mouthful, and he just looks up at me and goes, "Assault?" He just like keeps eating, and I'm like, remember who gave you that food?
Yeah.
So as he's finishing his meal, the guy below him, this is like clockwork. It was the weirdest shit I'd ever seen. The guy below him wakes up, and the guy above him, like the guy that was talking to us, just goes to bed immediately. Like he hears this guy wake up, and this guy goes, and just goes to bed. So we're all kind of like laying in our bunks and not saying anything. And this guy's getting up and he's pacing around this tiny room. It's this small room. It's like this big. It's tiny room. It's got enough for the 6 bunks, the bat and the bathroom. It's like a sink and a toilet stacked on top of each other. So he's walking around and he's literally saying things like, I'm gonna stab him. I'm stab him. Stab. And he's like walking around like shadow box stabbing the room.
Oh my God.
And so we're just like, we're going to die in this box. Like we're going to die in this box. He finally tires himself out, gets back into his bunk. The other guy wakes up, tells us that guy's coming off of a speedball.
Oh my God, of course.
So he's losing his mind, like, coming down and withdrawing, I guess, at that point. So we finally get out of there, get reunited with the other member from Castaway. They try and take us into Gen Pop. And of course, nobody in Gen Pop wants you in there because that's less room for them. So they go to bring 5 guys in, and basically the entire floor erupts into just pandemonium. So we're standing there. We've got COs on our left and our right who have like cans of bear mace just like standing there at the bars like, get back. They're freaking out. They're so not trained for that. Like you could tell just the way they reacted. I was like, oh shit, like they're more scared than I am right now. This is really bad. Like, so we finally get into Gen Pop, and like, it's hilarious because it's the most ridiculous group of people ever. Like I met a guy who had on the same arm, he had a Juggalo tattoo and the Blink-182 like circle thing, like on the same, like within inches of each other. We were sitting there watching like Transporter on the TV, and there's like 6 dudes and they're all standing there like this. Like they're not sitting down, they're standing like yoked, just standing, staring at the screen going, I could kick his ass. And then the guy next to him would like hit him on his chest and be like, fuck yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. So they're talking about beating the shit out of an actor, just like some guy that's like choreographed moves on this movie. So like that goes down. We're trying to contact our few guys that are on the outside to get us bailed out. And right before we get pulled out, they tried bringing a guy in that had like SS bolts tattooed on him. And so when we first got brought to Gen Pop, I thought I saw pandemonium. I thought I saw absolute chaos when they tried to bring us in. When they tried to bring this man in, they literally told the COs that if this man was brought into general population, that they would kill him.
Oh, fuck.
So we're just sitting there like, what the fuck? Where are we? Like, and we've like, that wasn't my first time, like, being in jail or anything. So like, I wasn't like, oh my God, jail is crazy. It was just like this one was crazy as shit. So we finally got bailed out, and we finished out the rest of that tour. But the funniest like cherry on top of that story is we had maybe been out of the jail for 15 minutes on the road, and our vocalist lights up a cigarette, and he's like, yes, cigarette. Oh yes. Oh baby, we ain't got these in there. Cigarette. And he's like just loving it. And he goes to ash out the window, and we have the, like on the doors, we have the little pop out windows. So they're not the roll downs. So he has both of them popped. So he goes out the first one, it catches the draft straight up back into the other window and into our merch box. So we're driving, another 5 minutes go by, and we're like, y'all smell that? And the vocalist turns around, and the box is smoking, and there's like 3 of our shirts with just like gigantic ash smolder holes around them. It was a really that's probably like my craziest road story.
Oh, it's so good. That's such a good one for the show, man. Like, just imagine going on tour for everyone listening, and then just like getting locked the fuck up with your boys. Like, what the fuck just happened? We're on tour.
And it happens so fast, and it's not like it's not like we had anything crazy. Like, I think between the three of us in my band, we had an eighth of weed, which is like, $50 worth of weed.
Right.
And they were like, not. And that was in Missouri.
Oh, geez. That's why. Fucking Missouri, man.
Yeah, dude, Missouri is nasty.
Yeah, I lived down there for a little bit, Kansas
Oh, really?
City. Yeah.
Okay.
I have family down there, but it's different, man. It's way
We
different.
were up north in DeKalb County.
I've heard of that, but no, I've never been there.
Yeah, don't.
Don't. Yeah, there's no need. You'll get locked up for sleeping on the grass. So.
Minding your own.
Well, anyway, damn, dude, time is flying by, and we've encroached that hour mark. So I'm gonna start kind of wrapping it up.
Cool.
What I like to ask people is like, okay, for anyone listening, doesn't know anything about your band, how would you sell your band to someone that doesn't know in like 30 seconds?
Yeah, so my band Rot it's an aggressive band. If you're looking for anything fast, aggressive, upbeat, it's a great band. But at the same time, we have there's some parts on the album that really show the other side of the band, a little more melodic, a little more personal and heartfelt. So if you're looking for anything emotional, upbeat, fast, Rot would be a great band to listen to. Go check out the album as one. That's how I would do it.
Oh yeah. And like, when I say like for fans of or whatever, like who would you say would like
the three that we usually say, because it hits the big bridge and compass, would be Stick to Your Guns, Kublai Khan, and Comeback Kid.
Yeah, that's sick. I was going to say Kublai Khan, and I was like, I don't know. Cause like, sometimes you might say like for fans of whatever, and they're like, whoa, like that's not what we're going for.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what? It's for fans of it. It's not even like, it means nothing. It doesn't mean like we listen to these three bands only, like don't listen to anything else, brother. Like,
yeah, it's just like, all right, if you like these guys, you might like these guys, not the same at all. Like, I don't think any two bands really sound the same, honestly.
Not quite.
I mean, they're all a little bit different, their own little world or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, man, it's been a blast. I really do appreciate your company on the show. It's like I like the one-on-ones better. When I have multiple people, it just starts getting clouded, and we don't get to have these type of discussions. So
totally, yeah. I've had an absolute blast. The fact that you had time to take out and just ask me questions about stuff is really awesome. I had a lot of fun. I've been doing nothing but smiling this whole time. So
same here. We're going to get into this last question I like to ask everyone before we head out. All right, so if you could have anything in the world, tangible or not, it could literally be anything for any duration of time, what would it be?
A COVID vaccine right now. That's what I want.
That would be sick.
That's
like one that you could trust, though.
Yeah, just one that is you gotta. It's hard because you gotta. With medical trials, you're like, okay, you gotta try it, and then you have to wait XYZ months to a year to see if there's actual side effects and what it could do to you. But it's like I feel like I feel like that answer is kind of like my genie question of like, I wish for infinite wishes. Cause at that point, if I have a COVID vaccine, I can go do whatever I want. I can do anything, like
That's a good answer. Anything else that you would want besides the COVID vaccine?
I mean, if we're getting into physical things like a multi-million-dollar studio, 40 Dingwall basses,
So like any final thoughts, anything that you in particular want to tell the viewers about your band, or anything you want to say before we head out?
I guess the biggest thing is I had somebody tell me this recently, and it has helped. Just keep your head up. Shit is absolutely bananas right now. It's really hard to find stability. It's really hard to find routines that make you feel normal and make you feel, I guess, have any positive thought in your brain. So just keep your head up and keep moving forward. We all are kind of just sitting around waiting together, trying to do the best that we can, be as, understanding to others in this time of just craziness. Cause, people get upset quick, and, most of the time that's not their goal, and you just got to give them some time to breathe it out. So I would just say, keep your head up, keep moving, keep your head up.
Sick, dude. It's a great way. I love PMA. I love all that shit. So sick. Thanks again for being on the show, and go check out the new album. They're full length as one. Thanks again for being on the show, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Well, that pretty much does it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like the video and subscribe. That way you don't miss a new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. And until I see you guys on a future video, shine on.
Hell yeah.